What's up, everybody? Zach Walker, the Bearded Realtor here, checking in for the Jalen Hurts Alabama college football edition of the Bearded Riding Rant. This is really not real estate related in any way, shape, or form. I guess maybe I could tie it in at the end, but this is really life related. This is really truth. This is absolute truth. I'm an Alabama fan. Disclaimer, make that real clear. I am an Alabama fan. Last year in the national championship game, actually prior to the national championship game, I advocated to pull Jalen Hurts out of the ball game because as a football player, he was not demonstrating a level of ability that was greater than that of his competition. His competition in Tua Tagovailoa was a better quarterback, and he proved that when he came in the second half of a national championship game as a freshman, redshirt freshman, and absolutely dealt some magic. And I just want to talk about what happened last night because it's bigger than football. It's bigger than a game. It's bigger than your Roll Tide and your Bammer and your Rammer Jammer and all of that stuff. Again, biggest Alabama fan you'll meet. But I've been a coach. I've coached kids my entire life. In fact, my real passion is probably coaching kids in the game of baseball. I love it. And what I saw last night and what I've seen all year from Jalen Hurts was a young man who was stripped of the glory. His spot was taken. It was given to a shinier, newer object. And not only did the kid handle it with absolute grace, in the year of the transfer quarterback, when everybody else was leaving and going to a different school, Tua said, no, I'm going to stay right here. I'm going to finish what I started. Last night he said, I put it in God's hands. Let me translate this message for all you travel ball parents, all you helicopter moms and dads, all you y'all out there that don't necessarily get what I'm trying to tell you. If your kid or you get benched in whatever it is, in life, in business, in school, in sport, in any arena in life, what the world tells us right now is go somewhere where you can play. If I've heard that once, I've heard it 1,000 times. We're playing coach pitch. Go where you can play. And I get that. I really do. You need the opportunity to grow, and you're only going to grow by playing the game, certainly. But I'll never forget when I got benched my senior year of high school in a game that I ended up playing in college, that I had an opportunity to play at the next level. And I went home and I told my dad it wasn't fair. Wasn't fair, Dad. My dad said the only thing that's fair is what coach says is fair because he's the coach. And your job is to prove him wrong. And if you take the fandom out of it, take the fact that I am an Alabama fan completely out of it, and you just look at the fact that what we saw last night from a human perspective is so rare. Is so rare. That dude had everyone in the world screaming at him, transfer, transfer, leave, you're not good enough, transfer, leave. And he said, no, I'm going to stay right here. I'm going to work my ever-loving tail off. And when and if, he didn't know, when and if my opportunity arises, I'm going to show everybody what I can do. And by God, he did it. Go on, Tua. Go on, Jalen. Right? I mean, last night was unbelievable. But what he said after the game was the coolest part. He said, it's not been easy. Tim Tebow was interviewing me. It's not been easy. It's not been easy. Folks saying really nasty stuff on the internet, that's not been easy. I was 26-2 as a starter, got replaced. That's not been easy. He said, but I put it in God's hands, and I worked my ever-loving tail off. And I knew that if the opportunity came up, I'd be ready, and I was. And you know what the best part of this whole story is? The kid's probably not going to start against Oklahoma. Tua's probably going to get that start. He's going to take that first snap under center, and he's going to roll out there and probably beat the dog snot out of Oklahoma. Sorry, Boomer. He's going to be there on the sidelines, knowing that he played his part, he played his role, he knew his role, and he worked his tail off. So let that be a lesson for everybody out there, whether you're in business. I've faced it in business. I've faced it in athletics. I've faced it myself. And I've not always responded in a way that Jalen Hurts would. But let that be a lesson. Hey, you might not be the shortstop on your coach pitch team anymore. That's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. You're 8. You might get to your high school tryouts and find out that the coach has got a buddy who's got a kid who plays the same position as your kid. And he's not going to get a fair shake, or he's going to get pulled, or heck, maybe he's better. The option of running away to find greener grass should disappear from your mind. It should ultimately and always become, what can I do in this situation to make myself more valuable and prepare myself for when my teammates, my business partners, my family, my friends, when they need me, what can I do to make myself ready for that moment? Because when that moment comes, I will shine. I'll be honest when I say I don't really care what happened last night. Now, I got fired up at the end of the day, but I've learned a lot about about idolizing a football team, idolizing the outcome of ball games. And I watched that game with my son last night. We had a great time. But whether Alabama won or lost, I was going to wake up this morning. My son was still going to love me. My wife was still going to love me. I was going to have a building to go to tomorrow morning and work and sell real estate and work hard for my clients. But what we witnessed last night was so rare that it needs to be exemplified. Because to see a young man do what that young man did after facing everything he's faced, that's the takeaway here. And again, I told y'all this wasn't going to be much of real estate. It's just me riding and renting, and I am riding and renting. But man, what a freaking cool experience for that young man. And to see Nick Saban get all emotional after the game, that dude, I didn't even know he was capable of emotion. He got fired up, man. He was crying, talking about the 2 young men led his ball team. Y'all, decide today that you want to be Jalen Hurts. Decide today that no matter what happens, no matter what life throws at you, no matter if it's fair or unfair, you're gonna put your stake in the mud and you're gonna say, I'm gonna be better. I might not be good enough right now, or I might be and they don't think I am, but either way, they're going to find out what I'm made of. And I promise you'll get your opportunity. I hope you all have had a great weekend. I hope your football team won, unless you're Georgia, in which case I'm glad you didn't. Heck of a game. You got screwed. You should be number 3. Notre Dame should be number 4. Oklahoma should never make the playoff, but it's neither here nor there. Y'all be good. If you need anything, call me. Be happy to help you out. But I had to ride and rant on some Jalen Hurts and some Alabama football because that was unbelievable. I love y'all. Talk to you soon.